and make yourself ready for your coming of the coming hour, if it so happens. Truly, good Lord, a permanent king. I have heard nothing from this fellow. Methinks he hath on a drowning mark upon him. His complexion is burnt as gallows. Stand fast with fate to his hanging. Make the rope of his destiny our cable, to our own thoughtless advantage. If he be not born to be hanged, our case is miserable. Down to the top, lass. Yar! Lower! Lower! Bring her to Troy with fitting course. A plague upon this home. Sail out another weather. Aurora! Yes, again? What do you hear? Shall we give oar and drown? Have you a mind to sink? Apostle, you know you rolling! Last is a terrible dog! Weren't you then?
Hang, God, hang! You horse and insolent noise maker! We all less afraid to be drowned than thou art!
I'll warrant them for drowning, though the ship were no stronger than a nut channel, and yet there's no standing place. Clear a hold! A hold! Set her two courses off to sea again! Clear her off! What? Must our mouths be cold? The king is bring the prayers! Let the system for our cases and theirs! I'm out of patience!
We are really cheating our lives by trumpets! This wine-chopped rascal would not my slide drowning the washing of thin tide!
He'll be hanged yet! To every drop of water swear against it and gain his wits to let him! Mercy on us!
Let's all sing with the king!
Let's take leave of him! Now, I would give 1,000 for an open sea, for an acre of brown ground, long geese, brown furs, anything! The will of God be done! But I would fain die dry death!
If by your arms, my dearest father, you put the wild waters in this roar, allay them. The sky seems to pour down sinking pitch, but that the sea, mounting to the welkin's cheek, dashed the fire out. Oh, I have suffered with those that I saw suffer. A brave vessel who had no doubt some noble creature in her, dashed all to pieces. Oh, they cried and knocked against my very heart. Poor souls, they perished. Had I been any god of power, I would have sunk the sea within the earth, or ere the good ship saw swallowed, and the frozen souls within her.
Be collected. No more amazement. Tell your piteous heart there's no harm done.
Oh, woe the day!
No harm. I have done nothing but in care of thee. Thee, my dear one. Thee, my daughter. Who art ignorant of what thou art. Not knowing of whence I am, or that I am more better than Prospero, keeper of a full poor cell, and thine, O greater father.
More to know to never meddle with my thoughts.
'Tis time I should inform thee further. Lend thy hand, pluck my magic garment from me. So. Lie there, mine art. Wipe thou thine eyes. Have comfort. The direful spectacle of the wreck, which has touched the very virtue of compassion in thee, I have with such provision in mine art, so safely ordered that there's no soul, no, not so much perdition as an hair, be tied to any creature on that vessel, which thou heardst cry, which thou saw'st sink. Sit down, for thou must now know further.
You have often begun to tell me what I am, but stopped, and left me to a bootless inquisition, concluding, say, not yet.
The hour is now come. The very minute bids thee ope thine ear. But obey and be attentive. Canst thou remember a time before we came unto this cell? I do not think thou canst, for then thou wast not out 3 years old.
Certainly, sir, I can.
By what? By any other house or person? Of anything, the image, tell me, that hath kept with thy remembrance.
'Tis far off, and rather like a dream than an assurance my remembrance warrants. Had I not 4 or 5 women once that tended me?
Thou hadst, and more, Miranda. But how is it that this lives in thy mind? What seest thou else in the dark, backward in abysm of time? If thou rememberest aught ere thou camest here, how thou camest here thou mayest.
But that I do not.
12 years since, Miranda. 12 years since. Thy father was the Duke of Milan and a prince of power.
Sir, are you not my father?
Thy mother was a piece of virtue, and she said thou wast my daughter. And thy father was the Duke of Milan, and his only heir and princess no worse issue.
Oh, the heavens! What foul play had we that we came from thence?
By foul play, as thou sayest, were we thrust thence, but blessedly hauled hither.
Oh, my heart bleeds to think of the teen I've turned you to, which is from my remembrance. Oh, please you further.
My brother, thy uncle, called Antonio, I prithee mark me, that a brother should be so perfidious. He, whom next thyself in all the world I loved, to him I put the manage of my state, as at the time, through all the signores it was the first. And Prospero, the prime duke, being so reputed in dignity, and for the liberal arts without a parallel. These being all my study, the government I cast upon my brother, and to my state grew stranger, being transported and wrapped in secret study. Thy false uncle, dost thou attend me?
Sir, most heedfully.
Having perfected how to grant suits, how to deny them, who to advance, who to transfer overtopping, did new conceive the creatures that were mine, I say, or changed them, or else new formed them. Having both the key of officer and office, he did set all the hearts of the state to what tune pleased his ear. Thou attend'st me not.
Oh, good sir, I do.
I prithee mark me. In my false brother await an evil nature. My trust, like a good parent, did beget of him a falsehood. In its contrary, as great as my trust, which indeed had no limit, a confidence sans bound, and to credit his own lie, he did believe he was indeed the Duke. Dost thou hear?
Your tale, sir, would cure deafness.
Me, poor man. My library was duped and large enough. Of temporal royalties he thinks me now incapable. Confederates, so dry he was to sway, with the King of Naples, to give him annual tribute, do him homage, subject his coronet to his crown, and bend the dukedom yet unbowed. Oh, alas, poor Milan, to most ignoble stooping.
Oh, the heavens.
Mark his conditions and the event. and tell me if this might be a brother.
I just sin to think but nobly of my grandmother. Good wombs have borne bad sons.
Now for the condition. The King of Naples, being an enemy to me inveterate, hearkens my brother's suit, which was that he, in lieu of the premises of homage, and I know not how much tribute, should presently extirpate me and mine out of the dukedom, conferring fair Milan with all the honors on my brother. Whereon a treacherous army levied, one midnight fated to the purpose, did Antonio open the gates of Milan, and the ministers for the purpose hurried thence me and thy crying self.
Oh, I not remembered how I've cried often, will cry it over again. 'Tis a hint that brings mine eyes to it.
Hear a little further, then I'll bring thee to the present purpose which now is upon us, without the which this story would be most impertinent.
Wherefore did that hour not destroy us?
Oh, well demanded, wench. My tale provokes that question. Dear, they durst not. So dear the love my people bore me, nor set a mark so bloody in this business, but with colors fairer painted their foul ends. In few they hurried us aboard a bark, bore us some leagues to sea, where they prepared a rotten carcass of a butt, not rigged, nor tackle, sail, nor mast. The very rats had instinctively quitted. There they hoist us to cry to the sea that roared at us, to sigh to the winds, whose pity, sighing back again, did us but loving wrong.
How that what trouble was I then to you?
Oh, cherubim, thou wast that did preserve me. Thou didst smile, infusing with a fortitude from heaven that grew in me an undergoing stomach to bear up against what should ensue.
How came we ashore?
By providence divine. Some food we had, and some fresh water that a noble Neapolitan, Gonzalo, out of his charity, having then been appointed master of this design, did give us with rich garments, linens, stuffs, and necessaries that have since steaded much. Of his gentleness, knowing I loved my books, he did furnish me from mine own library with volumes I prize above my dukedom.
Would I might ever see that man?
Now I rise, sit still, and hear the last of our sea sorrows. Here on this island we landed, and here have I, thy schoolmaster, made thee more profit than other princes can, they having time for vainer hours and tutors not so careful.
Heavens thank you for it. And now I pray you, sir, for it is still beating in my mind. Your reason for raising the sea storm?
Know thus, far forth. By accident most strange, bountiful fortune now, my dear lady, hath mine enemies brought to this shore. And by my prescience I find that my zenith doth depend on a most auspicious star, whose influence if I court not but omit, my fortunes will ever after droop. But here cease more questions. Thou art inclined to sleep. 'Tis a good dullness. Give it way. I know thou canst not choose. my servant. I am ready now. Approach, my Ariel. Come.
All hail, great master. Grave sir, hail. I come to answer thy best pleasure. Be it to fly, to swim, to dive into the fire, to ride the curled clouds, to thy strong bidding. Task Ariel and all her quality.
Spirit, hast thou performed to point the tempest that I bade thee?
To every article I boarded the king's ship. Now in the beak, now in the waist, the deck, in every cabin I flamed amazement. Sometimes I divide and burn in many places. The topmast, the yard and bowsprit, would I flame distinctly, then meet and join. Jove's lightning, the precursors of dreadful thunderclap, more momentary and sight outrunning were not. The fires of cracks of sulphurous roaring, the most mighty Neptune seemed to besiege, and make his bold waves tremble, yea, his dread trident shake.
My brave spirit! But who was so firm, so constant, that this coil would not infect their reason?
Not a soul, but felt a fever of the mad, and played some tricks of desperation. All but mariners plunged in the foaming brine, and quit the vessel, then all afire with me. The king's son Ferdinand was the first man that leapt, crying, "Hell is empty, and all the devils are here."
Why, my good spirit, was not this nigh shore?
Close by, my master.
But are they, Ariel, safe?
Not a hair perished. On their sustaining garments, not a blemish, but fresher than before. And as thou badest me, in troops I have dispersed them about the isle. The king's son having landed by himself, in an odd angle of the island and sitting, his arms in this sad knot.
Of the king's ship, say how thou hast disposed the mariners and all the rest of the fleet.
Safely in harbor is the king's ship, in the deep nook where once thou pulled me up at midnight to fetch dew. From the still vexed Bermudas, there she's hid, the mariners all under hatches stowed, who with the charm joined to their suffered labor, I had left asleep. And as for the rest of the fleet, which I dispersed, they all have met again, and are upon the Mediterranean float, bound sadly home for Naples, supposing that they saw the king's ship wrecked and his great person perish.
Ah, thy charge exactly is performed. But there's more work. What is the time of the day?
Past the mid-season.
At least 2 glasses. The time twixt 6 and now must by us both be spent most preciously.
Is there more toil? Since thou dost give me pains, let me remember thee what thou hast promised, which is not yet performed me.
How now? Moody? What is't thou canst demand?
My liberty!
Before the time be out? No more.
I prithee, remember I have done thee worthy service, told thee no lies, made no mistakings, served without grudge or grumblings. Thou did promise to bait me a full year.
Hast thou forgot what a torment I did free thee from?
No?
Thou hast. And think'st it much to run from the ooze of the salt deep, or the sharp winds of the north, or do my business in the veins of the earth when it be baked with frost.
I do not, sir.
Thou hast, thou malignant thing. Hast thou forgot the foul witch Sycorax, who with age and envy was grown into a hoop? Hast thou forgot her?
No, sir.
Thou hast. Where was she born? Speak, tell me.
Sir, in Algiers.
No, was she so? Ah, I must once in a month recount what thou hast been, which thou forgettest. This blue-eyed hag was hither brought with child, and was here left by the sailors. Thou, my slave, as thou reports thyself, was then her servant. For thou she was the spirit too delicate to act her earthly and abhorred request, refusing her grand hests, she did confine thee, with help of her more potent ministers, and in her most unmitigable rage, into a cloven pine, within which rift, imprisoned, thou didst painfully remain for 12 years, within which space she died and left thee there, where thou didst vent thy groans as fast as mill wheels strike. Then was this island, save for the son she did litter here, freckled, whelp, hag-born, not honored by a human shape.
Yes, Caliban, her son.
Dull thing, I say, he that Caliban, whom now I keep in service. Thou best rememberest what a torment I did find thee in. Thou didst vent thy groans to make wolves howl and penetrate the breasts of ever angry bears. It was a torment to lay upon the damned, which Sycorax could not then undo. It was mine art, when I arrived and heard thee, that made gape the pine and let thee out.
I thank thee, master.
If thou more murmurest, I'll rend an oak and peg thee in his knotty entrails till thou hast howled away 12 winters.
Pardon, master. I will be correspondent to thy command, and do my striding gently.
Do so. And in 2 days, I will discharge thee.
That's my noble master! What shall I do? Say what shall I do?
Go. Make thee like to a nymph of the sea, subject to no sight but mine and thine, invisible to every eyeball else. Go. Take this shape and come hither in it. Quickly. Awake! Awake, dear heart. Thou hast slept well. Awake.
The strangeness of your story put heaviness in me.
Shake it off. Come on. We'll visit my slave, Caliban, who never yields us kind answer.
As a villain, sir, I do not love to look on.
As 'tis, we cannot miss him. He does make our fire, fetch us in wood, and serves in other offices that serve us. Here. What ho! Caliban! Slave! Thou art thou! Speak!
There's one enough with it!
Come forth, I say. There's other business for thee. Come, thy tortoise, when? Ah, my diligent spirit, hark in thine ear.
My lord, it shall be done.
Thou poisonous slave, thou, got by the devil himself, upon thy wicked dam, come forth!
As wicked you as ever, my mother brushed with raven's butter from an wholesome
wind blow on ye and bluster you all over.
For this, be sure, tonight thou shalt have cramps, side stitches that will tend thy breath up, urchins for the vast of the night that they may work will exercise on thee. Thou shalt be pinched, thick as honeycomb, each pinch more stinging than bees that made 'em.
I must eat my dinner. This island is mine! My cigarette, my mother, please no taste from me! When thou camest first, thou strokest me and made much of me, would give me water with berries inked and teach me how to name the bigger light and how the less that burned by day and night. And then I loved thee and showed thee all the qualities of the isle, the fresh springs, the brine pits bare and place and fertile. Curse be that I did so. All the charms of cigarettes, toad beetles that light on you. For I am all the subjects which you have, which first was mine own king. And here you style me in this hard rock, whilst you keep from me the rest of the island.
Thou most lying slave, which stripes may move, not kindness. I have used thee, filth as thou art, with human care, lodged thee in mine own cell, till thou didst seek to violate the honor of my daughter.
Oh, would had been done, thou didst prevent me. I had peopled else this isle with Calibans.
Abhorrent slave! But any print of goodness will not make me capable of all ill. I pitied thee, took pains to make thee speak, taught thee each hour one thing or other, when thou didst not savage know thine own meaning, but was gabble like a thing most brutish. I endowed thy purposes with words that made them known. But thy vile race, though thou didst learn, had into which good natures could not abide to be with. Therefore was thou deservedly confined into this rock, who had deserved more than a prison.
You taught me language, and my profit on't is I know how to curse. The red plague reaches the land in your language!
Hence thee! Hence! Fetch us in fuel and be quick, for thou art best to answer other business. Shruggest thou malice? If thou neglectst or dost unwillingly what I command, I'll rack thee with old cramps, fill thy bones with aches, make thee howl that the beast shall tremble at thy din.
No! Bravely! I must obey. His art is of such power, it would control my damned god Septibus and make a vassal of him.
So, slave hence!
Come unto these yellow sands, and then take hand, curtsy when you have, and kiss the wild waves' waves. Foot and feet lead here and there, and sweet sprites that pardon bear. Hark, hark, the watchdogs bark. Hark, hark, I hear the strutting sound of Chanticleer.
Where should this music be? In the air or the earth? It sounds no more. And surely it waits upon some god of the island, sitting on a bank, weeping again the king my father wrecked. This music crept by me upon the waters, hence I have followed it, or it have drawn me rather, but 'tis gone.
Full fathoms
No,
lie
it begins
thy
again.
father lies, of his
does remember my drowned father. There is no mortal business, nor no sound that the earth owes. I hear it now above me.
The fringed curtains of thine eye advance, and say what thou seest yon.
What is it? A spirit? Lord, how it looks about. I believe sir, it carries a great form, but what is a spirit?
No, wait. It eats and sleeps, and has such senses as we have such. This gallant thou seest was in the wreck, and though he is something stained with grief, that's beauty's canker. One might say he was a goodly person. He's lost his fellows and strays about to find them.
I might call him a thing divine, nothing natural saw I ever so noble.
Most sure, the goddess on whom these airs attend, vouchsafe my prayer, may no of you remain upon this island, and that you will some good instruction give how I may bear meet here. My prime request, which I do last pronounce is, oh, you wonder if you be maid or no.
Oh, no wonder, sir, but certainly a maid.
My language, heavens, I am the best that speaks this speech, were I but where 'tis spoken.
How the best? And what wert thou if the King of Naples heard thee?
A single thing, as I am now, that hopes to hear thee speak of Naples. He does hear me, and that he does, I weep. Myself, I am Naples, whom with mine eyes, never since at ebb, beheld the king my father wrecked.
Alack, for mercy!
Yes, faith, and all his lords and the Duke of Milan and his brave son being twain.
The Duke of Milan and his more braver daughter could control thee if now 'twere fit to do it. At the first sight, they have changed eyes. Oh, my sweet spirit, I'll set thee free in 2 days for this. A word, sir. I fear you have done yourself some wrong. A word.
Why speaks my father so ungently? This is the third man that e'er I saw. The first that e'er I sighed for. Pity moved my father to be inclined my way.
Oh, if a virgin in your affections have not gone forth, I'll make you the queen of Naples.
A word, sir. One word more. They are both in either's power. But this swift business I must uneasy make, lest too light winning make the prize light. One word more, sir. I charge thee that thou attend me. Thou hast here usurped the name thou own'st not, and hast put thyself on this island as a spy, to win it from me, the lord on it.
No, as I am the man.
There's nothing ill can dwell in such a temple.
Follow! Oh. I will manacle thy neck and feet together. Thou wilt drink sea water. Thy food shall be the fresh brook mussels, withered roots and husks, wherein the acorn cradles. Come on!
No, I will resist such entertainment till mine enemy has more power.
Oh, father, make not too rash a trial of him, for he is gentle and not fearful.
What, my foot, my tutor? Put thy sword up, traitor! Who makes the threat but dares not strike? Thy conscience is so racked with guilt. Come from thy lord, for I can disarm thee with this stick and make thy weapon drop.
Oh, but speak to father.
Hang not on my garment.
Sir, have pity, I'll be his surety.
Silence! One more word will make me chide thee, if not hate thee. What? An advocate for an impostor? Hush! Thou thinkst there is no more such shapes as he, having seen but him and Caliban? Foolish wench, to the most of men, this is a Caliban, and they to him are angels.
My affections then are most humble. I have no ambition to see a goodlier man.
Come on! Thy nerves are in their infancy again, and hold not forth.
So they are. My spirits, as in a dream, are all bound up. My father's loss, the weakness which I feel, the wreck of all of my friends, nor this man's threats, to whom I am subdued, are but light to me. For my die but through my prison once a day, behold dismayed. All corners else of the earth let liberty make use of. Space enough have I in such a prison.
Come on! Hark what else thou shalt do me. Follow! Thou hast done well, Ariel. Come!
Oh, be of comfort, sir. My father's of a better nature than he appears by speech. This is unwanted which now came from him.
Thou shalt be free as the mountain winds. But first do all points of my command.
To the syllable.
Come! Speak not for him.
Beseech you, sir, be merry, for you have cause, so have we all joy, for our escape is much beyond our loss. Our hint of woe is common, every day, some sailor's wife, the masters of the merchant, and the merchant have just our evil woe. But for the miracle, I mean our preservation, few millions do speak like us. Then wisely, good sir, weigh our sorrow with our comfort.
Prithee, peace!
He receives comfort like hope, or that the visitor will not give him hope or so. Look, he's winding up the watch of his wig. By and by, it'll strike.
Sir,
One, tell.
when every grievous entertainer's offering comes to the entertainer, $1. Dollar comes to him indeed. You have spoken truer than you purposed.
You have taken it wiselier than I think you should.
Therefore, my lord.
Why, what a spendthrift he is of his tongue.
I prithee spare!
Well, I have done. But yet, we will be talking.
Which of he or Adrian for good wager first begins to grow? The old cock, the cockroach, done.
The wager?
A laughter.
A match.
Though this island seems to be
So you're paid.
uninhabitable and nearly inaccessible,
Yet,
yet
she could not miss it.
it must needs be of subtle, tender, and delicate temperance.
Temperance was a delicate witch.
Aye, or as subtle, as he most learningly delivered.
The air breathes upon us here most sweetly.
As if it had lungs, and rotten ones.
Or as were perfumed by a fan.
Here is everything advantageous to life.
True, save means to live.
Of if there's none, or little.
How lush and lusty the grass looks, how green. The ground indeed is tawny.
With an eye of green in it.
He misses not much.
No, he doth mistake the truth totally.
But the rarity of it is, which is almost indeed beyond credit,
As many vouch, rarities are.
that our garments, being as they were drenched in the sea, hold notwithstanding their freshness and gloss, being rather new dyed than stained with salt water.
If but one of his pockets could speak, would it not say he lies?
Aye, or falsely pocket up his report.
Methinks our garments are now as fresh, as when we put them on first in Africa at the marriage of our king's fair daughter Clarabelle to the king of Tunis.
'Twas a sweet marriage, and we prosper well in our return.
Tunis was never graced before with such a paragon to their queen.
Not since Widow Dido's time.
Widow? A pox of that. How came that widow in? Widow Dido.
What if you would have said Widow Aeneas too? Good Lord, how you take it.
Widow Dido, said you. You make me study that. She was of Carthage, not of Tunis.
This Tunis, sir, was Carthage.
Carthage?
I assure you, Carthage.
His word is more than the miraculous heart.
He hath raised the walls in houses too.
What impossible matter will he make easy next?
I think he'll take his island home in his pocket and present it to his son for an apple.
Or sowing the kernels of it in the sea, bring forth more islands.
Aye.
Why good time.
Sir, we were just talking that our garments seem now as fresh as the first day we wore them at Tunis at the marriage of your daughter, who's now queen.
And the rarest that e'er came there.
Babe, I beseech you, Widow Dido.
Oh, Widow Dido? Aye, Widow Dido.
Is not, sir, my doublet as fresh as the first day I wore it. I mean, in a sort.
That sword was well fished for.
Then when I wore it at your daughter's marriage,
You cram these words into my ears against the stomach of my sex. Would that I had never married my daughter there. For coming since, my son is lost. And in my reign, she too, who is so far from Italy removed, I never get just see her. Oh, thou mine heir of Naples and of Milan, what strange fish hath made his meal on thee?
But, sir, he may live. I saw him beat the surges under him and ride upon their backs. He trod the water whose enmity he flung aside and breasted the surge most swollen that met him. His bold head above the contentious waves he kept and oared himself with his good arms and lusty stroke to the shore. That o'er his wave-worn basis bowed as stooping to relieve him. I not doubt he came alive to land.
No, no, he's gone.
Sir, you may thank yourself for this great loss. To not bless our Europe with your daughter, but lose her to an African, where she's at least banished from your eye, who hath wept a grief on it.
Prithee, peace.
You are kneeled to and importuned by all of us, and the fair soul herself, weighed between loathness and obedience, at which end of the beam shall bow. We have lost your son, I fear forever. Milan and Naples have more widows in this business making than men to comfort them. The fault is your own.
So is the dearest of the lost.
my Lord Sebastian, the truth you speak doth lack some gentleness, and time to speak it in. You rub the sore when you should bring the plaster.
Very well. And most originally.
It is foul weather when it's all good, sir, when you are cloudy.
Foul weather?
Very foul.
Had I plantation this hour, my lord,
He'd sowed with nettle seed.
Or docks or mallows?
we're king on it. What would I do?
Escape being drunk for want of wine.
In the Commonwealth, I would by contraries execute all things. For no kind of traffic would I admit, no name of magistrate. Letters should not be known. Riches, poverty, and use of service, none. Contract, succession, born, bound of land, tilt, vineyard, none. No use of metal, or corn, or wine, or oil. No occupation. All men idle, all. And women too, but innocent and pure. No sovereignty, yet he be king on it.
The latter end of this Commonwealth forgets the beginning. What?
All things in common nature should produce without sweat or endeavor. Treason, felony, sword, pike, knife, gun, or need of any engine would I not have. But nature should bring of its own kind, all poison, all abundance, to feed my innocent people.
No marrying among his subjects?
None, man. All idle, whores, and babes.
I would with such perfection govern, sir, to excel with golden age.
Save his majesty.
Long live Gonzalo.
And do you mark me, sir?
Really, no more. Thou dost talk nothing to me.
I do well believe, your highness, and did it to administer occasion to these gentlemen, who are such sensible and nimble lungs they always use to laugh at nothing.
'Twas you we laughed at.
Who in this merry kind of fooling and nothing to you, so you may continue and laugh at nothing still?
Ooh, was there a blow given which had not fallen flat long?
You are gentlemen of brave mettle. You would lift the moon out of her sphere if she would continue in it 5 weeks without changing.
Aye, and then go back to fouling. Oh, nay, good my lord, be not angry.
No, I warned you. I will not adventure my discretion so weakly. Do you both laugh me asleep? For I'm very heavy.
Go, sleep, and hear us.
What? Also soon asleep? I wish my eyes would with themselves shut up my thoughts. I find they are inclined to do so.
Please you, sir, do not omit this heavy offer of sleep, for it seldom visits sorrow. But when it does, it is a comforter.
We too, my lord, will guard your person while you take your rest and watch your sick.
Oh, thank you. Wondrous. Heavy.
What a strange drowsiness possesses them.
It is the quality of the climate.
Then why doth it not our eyelids sink? For I find myself not disposed to this sleep.
Nor I. My spirits are nimble. They fell together all as by consent. They dropped as by a thunderstroke. What might, worthy Sebastian? Oh, what might? No more. And yet methinks I see it in thy face what thou shouldst be. The occasion speaks thee, and my strong imagination sees a crown dropping upon thine head.
What? Art thou waking?
Do you not hear me speak?
I do, and sure that is a sleepy language. What a strange repose to be asleep with eyes wide open, standing, moving, speaking, and yet so fast asleep.
Noble Sebastian, thou lett'st thy fortune sleep, die rather, whilst while thou art waking.
Thou snore distinctly. There's meaning in thy snores.
I am more serious than my custom. You must be so too. If heed me which to do, trebles the oar.
While I'm standing water.
I'll teach you how to flirt.
Do so. Too well. Hereditary sloth instructs me.
Oh, if you but knew how you the cherished purpose, while thus you mock at how I'm stripping at you more invested. Ebbing men indeed most often do so near the bottom, run by their own fear or sloth.
Prithee, sail. The setting of thine eye and cheek proclaim a matter with thee, and a birth indeed, which leaves thee much to yield.
Thus, sir, although this lord of weak remembrance, this who shall be of as little memory when he is earth, hath here almost persuaded. For he is the spirit of persuasion, only professes to persuade the king his sons alive. 'Tis as impossible he's undrowned as he that sleeps here swims.
I have no hope that he's undrowned.
Oh, out of that no hope, what great hope have thee? No hope that way is a hope almost so high that ambition cannot even pierce a wing beyond, but doubt discovery there. Will you grant with me that Ferdinand is drowned?
He's gone.
Then tell me, who's the next heir of Naples?
Clarabelle.
She? That is Queen of Tunis? She that dwells 10 leagues beyond man's life? She that from Naples can have no note unless the sun were post, the man on the moon's too slow, till newborn chins be rough and razorable? She that from whom we all were cease swallowed, though some cast again, and by that destiny to perform an act whereof was past as prologue. What to come in yours in my discharge?
What? How say you? 'Tis true my brother's daughter, Queen of Tunis, is heir of Naples. Twixt which regions there is some space.
A space whose every cubit seems to cry out, how shall that cloud measure us back to Naples? Keep in Tunis, and let Sebastian wait. Say this were death that now hath seized them. Why, they were no worse than now they are. There can be that can rule Naples as well as he that sleeps. Lords that can praise as amply and as unnecessarily as this Gonzalo. Do you not understand?
Methinks I do.
Then tell me, how does your content tender your good fortune?
I remember you did supply your brother Prospero.
True. And look how well my garments sit upon me, much feeter than before. My brother's servants were my fellows. Now they are my men.
But for your conscience?
Aye, sir, well I's that. If it were kind, 'twould put me to my slipper, but I feel not this deity in my bosom. 20 consciences that stand twixt me and Milan, can me be they and melt ere they molest. Here lies your brother, no better than the earth he lies upon. If he were that, which now he's like, that's dead, whom I with this obedient steel, 3 inches of it can lay to bed forever, whilst you're doing thus to the perpetual wait for this, Sir Prudence, this ancient morsel. For Adrian will take a suggestion as a cat laps milk. He'll tell the cock any business that we say befits the hour.
Thy case, dear friend, shall be my precedence. As you came by Milan, I'll come by Naples, draw thy sword, one stroke and free thee the tribute that they paid us, and I, the king, shall love thee.
Draw together. And when I rear my hand, you do the like to fall it on Gonzalo.
Oh, but one word.
My master, through his art, foresees the danger that you, his friend, are in, and sends me forth. For us, his project lies to keep them living. While you here do snoring lie, open-eyed conspiracy, his time doth take. For if of life you keep a care, shake off slumber and beware. Awake! Awake!
Then let us both be sudden. Now, good angels preserve the king.
Why, how now? Oh, awake! Why are you drawn? Wherefore this ghastly looking?
What's the matter? Whilst we stood here holding your coat, we heard a hollow burst of bellowing like bulls or lions. Did it not wake you? Struck mine ear most terribly.
I heard nothing.
Oh, 'twas a din to fright a monster's ear, to make an earthquake. Sure, it was the roar of a whole herd of lions.
Heard you this, Gonzalo?
Upon mine honor, sir, I heard a humming, and that a strange one too, which did awake me. I shaked you, sir, and cried, and as mine eyes opened, I saw their weapons drawn. There was a noise, that's verily. 'Tis best we stand upon our guard, and that we quit this place. Let's draw our weapons.
Lead off this ground, and let's make further search for my poor son.
Heavens, keep him from these beasts, for he is sure the island.
Lead away.
Prospero, my lord, shall know what I have done. So, king, go safely on and seek thy son.
Disease. His spirits hear me, and yet I needs must curse. But they'll nor pinch, but right you with urgent shows, pinch me in the mire, nor leave me like fire out in the dark, out of my join me.
Oh, here's neither bush nor shrub to bear off any weather at all, and another storm brewing. I hear it singeth the wind. Yon same black cloud, yon huge one looks like a foul bombard that would shed its liquor. Oh, if it should thunder as it did before, I know not where I shall hide my head. Yon same cloud cannot choose but to paw full by pailfuls. What have we here? Man or a fish? Dead or alive? Ooh, a fish. It smells like a fish. Oh, a very ancient and fish-like smell. A kind of not of the newest, poor John. A strange fish. Were I in England now, as once I was, and had but this fish painted, not a holiday fool there would give a piece of silver. There would this monster make a man. Any strange beast there would make a man. Where they would not give a doit to relieve a lame beggar, they would lay out 10 to see a dead Indian. Legged like a man.
Oh.
Fins like arms. Warm, oh my jaw. I do now let loose my opinion. Hold it no longer. This is no fish, but an islander that hath lately suffered by a thunderbolt. Alas, the storm has come again. Ugh. My best way is to creep under his gabardine. There is no other shelter hereabout. Misery acquaints a man with strange bedfellows. Here will I shroud till the dredges of the storm be past.
I shall no more to see. Here shall I die ashore. This is a very scurvy tune, but here's my comfort. The master, the swabber, the boatswain, and I, the gunner and his mate, love Moll, Meg, Marion, and Marjorie. But none of us cared for Kate, for she had a tongue with a tang, would cry to a sailor, go hang. She loved not the savor of tar nor of pitch, yet a tailor might scratch her where she did hit. This is a scurvy tune too, but here's my comfort.
Do not torment me, oh.
What's the matter? Have we devils here? Do you put tricks to pawns with savages and men of Ind? Ha! I have not escaped drowning to be afeard now of your forelegs. For it hath been said, as proper a man as ever went on 4 legs cannot make him give ground, and it shall be said so again while Stephano breathes at nostrils.
The spirit torments me, oh.
This is some monster of the isle with 4 legs, who hath got, as I take it, an ague. I will give him some relief if it be but for that.
Where the devil should he learn our language? Oh, if I could recover him and keep him tame and get to Naples with him, why, he's a present for any emperor that tread upon neat's leather.
Do not torment me, prithee. I'll bring my wood home faster.
He is in his fit now, and does not speak after the wisest. He shall taste of my bottle. If he have never drunk wine afore, it will go near to remove his fit. If I could recover him and keep him tame, I will not take too much for him, for he shall pay him that hath him, and that soundly.
Thou dost me yet but little hurt. Thou wilt anon, I know it by thy trembling. Now prosper works upon thee.
Come on your ways. Oh. Open your mouth. Here is that which will give language to you, cat. Open your mouth. This will shake your shaking, I can tell you, and that soundly. You cannot tell who's your friend. Open your chops again.
I should know that voice. It could be, but he is drowned, and these are devils. Oh, defend me!
4 legs and 2 voices? A most delicate monster. His forward voice is to speak well of his friend. His backwards voice is to utter foul speeches and to detract. If all the wine in my bottle will recover him, I will help to zag you. Come. Amen. I shall pour some in thy other mouth.
Stefano!
Doth thy other mouth call me? This is a devil and no monster. Mercy, mercy, I will leave him. I have no long spoon.
Stefano? If thou beest Stefano, touch me and speak to me, for I am Trinculo. Be not afeard, thy good friend, Trinculo.
If thou beest Trinculo, come forth. I shall pull thee by the lesser legs. If any be Trinculo's legs, these are they. Thou art very Trinculo indeed! How camest thou to be the siege of this mooncalf? Can he ships Trinculos?
I took him to be killed with a thunderstroke. But thou art not drowned, Stefano? I hope now thou art not drowned. Is the storm overblown? I hid me under the dead mooncalf gabardine for fear of the storm. But thou art living, Stefano. Oh, Stefano, 2 Neapolitans escaped.
Oh, prithee, do not turn me about. My stomach is not constant.
These be fine things, and if they be not sprites, that's a brave god and bear celestial liquor. I will kneel to him.
How didst thou escape? How camest thou hither? Swear by this bottle how thou camest hither. I escaped upon a butt of sack, which the sailors heave overboard. By this bottle, which I made of the bark of a tree with mine own hands, since I was cast ashore.
I will swear upon that bottle to be thy true subject, for that liquor is not earthly.
Here, swear how thou escapest.
Swim ashore, man, like a duck. I can swim like a duck. I'll be sworn.
Here, kiss the book. Ha! Though thou canst swim like a duck, thou art made like a goose.
Ah, Stefano, hast any more of this?
The whole bunch, man. My cellar is on a rock by the seaside where my wine is hid. How now, Mooncat? How does I nag you?
Hast thou not dropped from heaven?
Out of the moon, I do assure thee. I was the man in the moon when time was.
I have seen thee in her, and I do adore thee. My mistress showed me thee, and thy dog, and thy bush.
Come, swear to that. Kiss the book. I shall furnish it to none with new contents. Swear.
By this good light, this is a most shallow monster. I, afeard of him, a ridiculous monster, the man in the moon, the most poor, credulous monster. Oh, well-drawn monster, in good sooth.
I'll show thee every fertile inch of the island. I will kiss thy foot. I prithee, be my God.
By this light, a most perfidious and drunken monster. When God's asleep, he'll rob his bottle.
I will kiss thy foot. I will be thy subject.
Come on in. Down and swear.
Oh, I should laugh myself to death at this puppy-headed monster. A most scurvy monster. I could find it in my heart to beat him. What? That's a poor monsters in drink. An abominable monster.
Come. Kiss.
I'll show thee the best springs. I'll pluck thee berries. I'll fish for thee and get thee wood enough. A plague upon the tyrant that I serve. I'll bear him no more sticks, but follow thee, thou wondrous man.
A most ridiculous monster. To make a wonder of a poor drunkard.
I prithee, let me bring thee where crabs grow, and I with my long nails will dig thee pig nuts, show thee a jade's nest, instruct thee how to snare the nimble marmoset. I'll bring thee to clustering filberts, and sometimes I'll get thee young scoundrel from the rock. Wilt thou go with me?
Prithee now, lead the way, without any more talking. Striculo, the king, and all our company else being drowned, we shall inherit here.
Oh.
Here, bear my bottle. Fellow Trinculo, we will fill him by and by again.
Farewell, master. Farewell, farewell.
Oh, monster. A drunken monster.
No more yams, I'll make worth it. Nor dungeon barring at my quarry, nor straight temperature, nor more stitch. Then I'm going to tell them. As a new master, get a new man.
Oh, brave monster! Lead the way!
Hide, freedom.
Freedom!
There be some sports are painful, and their labor delights in them sets off. Some kinds of baseness are nobly undergone, and those poor matters point to rich ends. This my mean task would be as heavy to me as odious, but the mistress which I serve quickens what's dead, and makes my labors pleasures. Oh, she is 10 times more gentle than her father's crab. He's
some thousands of these logs and pile them up upon a soaring junction. My mistress weeps when she sees me work, and says such baseness had never liked executor. I forget, but these sweet thoughts do even refresh my labors. Most busy, least when I do it.
Oh, hast thou worked not so hard? Oh, with the lightning had burnt up these logs you were enjoined to pile. Oh, pray, set it down and rest you. When this burns, 'twill weep for having wearied you. My father's hard at study. Pray, set it down and rest you. He's safe for these 3 hours.
Almost, dear mistress. The sun will set before I shall discharge what I must strive to do.
If you'll sit down, I'll bow your logs a while. Pray, give me that. I'll carry it to the pile.
No, precious creature. I would rather crack my sinews and break my back than you should such dishonor undergo while I sit lazy by.
It should become me as well as it does you. And I should do it with much more ease, for my good will is to it, if yours it is against.
Poor worm, thou art infected. This visitation shows it.
You look wearily.
Oh no, noble mistress. 'Tis fresh morning when you are by at night. I do beseech you, chiefly that I might set it in my prayers. What is your
Miranda!
name?
Oh, my father, I broke your head to say so.
Admired Miranda, indeed the top of admiration, worth what's dearest to the world. Full many a lady I vied with best regard, and many a time the harmony of their tongues hath into bondage brought my too diligent ear. For several virtues have I liked several women, but never any with so full of soul, but in some defect did quarrel with the noblest grace she owed, and put it to the foil. But you, oh you, so perfect and so peerless, are created of every creature's best.
I cannot know it of my sex. No woman's face remember save from my last mine own. Nor have I seen more that I may call men than you, good friend, and my dear father. How features our bride I am skilless of, but by my modesty, the jewel in my dower. I would not wish any companion in the world but you. Nor can imagination form a shape beside yourself to like of. Oh, but I prattle something too wildly, and my father's precepts are therein to forget.
I am in my condition a prince, Miranda. I do think a king. I would not so, and I would no more endure this wooden slavery than to suffer the flesh fly below my mouth. Hear my soul speak. The very instant I saw you, did my heart fly to your service, and there resides make me slave to it. For your sake, am I this patient logman?
Do you love me?
Oh heaven, oh earth, bear witness to this sound, and crown what I profess with kind event if I speak true. I, beyond all limit of what else in the world, do love, prize, honor you.
I'm a fool to even reflect.
Fair encounter of two most rare affections. Heavens rain grace on that which breathes between them.
Wherefore weep you?
With mine unworthiness, that dare not offer what I desire to give, and much less take what I should die to want. Oh, but this is trifling. And all the more it seeks to hide itself, the bigger bulk it shows. Oh, hence bashful cunning, and brought me plain and holy innocence. I'm your wife if you will marry me. If not, I'll die your maid. To be your fellow may deny me, but I'll be your servant whether you will or no.
My mistress, dearest, and I thus humble ever.
My husband, then?
I, with a heart as willing as bondage ere of freedom, here's my head.
And here's mine with my heart in. And now farewell, till half an hour hence.
1,000,000.
So glad of this as they I cannot be, who art surprised withal. But my rejoicing at nothing could be more. I'll to my book, for yet ere supper time I must perform much business appertaining.
Hell not me! When the bud is out, we'll drink water, not a drop before it. Therefore, bear up in boredom. Servant monster, drink to me.
Servant monster? The folly of this island. They say there's but 5 of us upon this isle. We are 3 of them. If the other 2 be brave like us, the state totters.
Drink, servant monster, when I bid thee. Thy eyes are almost set in my head.
Where should they be set else? He were a brave monster indeed if they were set in his tail.
My man monster hath drowned his tongue in sack. For my part, the sea cannot drown me. I swam here. I could recover the shore 35 leagues off and on. There, by this light, thou shalt be my lieutenant's monster, or my standard.
Your lieutenant, sir, if you list, he's no standard.
Will not run, monsieur monster.
Nor go neither, but you lie like dogs and say nothing neither. Wow!
Mooncalf, speak once in thy life, if thou beest a good mooncalf.
How does thy honor? Let me lick your shoe. I'll not serve him. He's not valiant.
Thou liest, most ignorant monster. I am in case to jostle a constable. Why, doughty botched fish thou, was there ever a man, a coward, that hath drunk so much sack as I today? Wilt thou tell a monstrous lie, being but half a fish and half a monster?
Oh! Lo, Holy Mothman! Sorry. Wilt thou let him, my lord?
Lord, quoth he, that a monster should be such a natural.
Lo again! Be in to death, I prithee!
Trinculo, keep a good tongue in your head. If you prove a mutineer, the next tree. The poor monster is my subject, and shall not suffer indignity.
I thank my noble lord. Wilt thou be pleased to hearken once again to the suit I made to thee?
Marry, will I. Kneel and repeat it. I will stand, and so shall Trinculo.
As I told thee before, I am subject to a tyrant, a sorcerer, that by his cunning hath cheated me of the island.
Thou liest!
Thou liest? Thou jesting monkey, thou! I would my valiant master would destroy thee. I do not lie.
Trinculo, if you trouble him any more in his tale, then by this hand I will supplant some of your teeth.
Why? I said nothing.
Mum then, and no more. Proceed.
I say by sorcery he got the isle. From me he got it. If thy greatness will revenge it on him, for I know thou darest, and this thing dare not.
That's most certain.
Thou wilt be lord of it, and I will serve thee.
But how now shall this be compassed? Canst thou bring me to the party?
Yea, yea, my lord. I'll yield him be asleep, where thou mayest knock a nail into his head.
Thou liest, thou canst not!
What a pie ninny this! Thou scurvy patch! I do beseech thy greatness, give him blows and take away his bottle. When that's not, he'll drink naught but brine, for I'll not show him where the quick freshes are.
Trinculo, run into no further danger. If you interrupt the monster one word further, by this hand, I will turn my mercy out of doors and make a stockfish of you.
Why? I did nothing. Whew. I'll go further off.
Didst thou not say he lied?
Now what?
Do I so? Take thou that. As you like this, give me the lie another time.
I did not give the lie. Out of your wit and hearing too, a pox on your bottle, a meringue on your monster, and the devil take your fingers.
Now, forward with your tail. Prithee, stand further off.
Beat him enough. After a little time, I'll beat him too.
Stand farther. Proceed.
Why, as I told thee, 'tis a custom with him in the afternoon to sleep. There thou mayst read him, having first seized his book. Or at the log batter his skull, or punch him with a stake, or cut his wheezing with thy knife. Remember first to burn his books, for without them he's but as sod as I am, nor hath one... Nor hath one spirit to command. They all do hate him as rootedly as I.
See?
Burn but his books. He has brave utensils, for so he calls them, which when he has a house he'll deck withal. And that most deeply to consider is the beauty of his daughter. He himself calls her a non-parai. I never saw a woman, but only Sycorax, my dad, and she. But she far surpasses Sycorax, as greatest as least.
Is she so brave a lass?
Aye, my lord. I warrant she'll become thy bet, and bring thee forth brave brood.
Monster, I will kill this man, and his daughter and I will be king and queen. Save our graces, and Trinculo and thyself shall be viceroys. Dost thou like the plots, Trinculo?
Excellent.
Give me thy hand. I am sorry that I beat thee, but while thou livest, keep a good tongue in thy head.
Within this half hour will he be asleep. Wilt thou destroy him then?
Aye, on mine honor.
This will I tell my master.
This makes me merry. I am full of pleasure. Let us be jocund. Will you troll the cat you taught me but while air?
That's thy request, monster. I will do reason, any reason. Come on, Trinculo. Let us sing. same.
This is a tune of our catch, played by the pitcher of nobody.
If thou beest a man, show thyself in thy likeness. If thou beest a devil, take it as thou list.
Oh, forgive my sins.
Oh, he that dies pays all debts. I defy thee, mercy upon us.
Art thou afeard?
No, monster, not I.
Be not afeard. The isle is full of noises, sounds and sweet airs that give delight and hurt not. Sometimes 1,000 twangling instruments will hum about my ears, and sometimes voices that if then I had waked after long sleep will make me sleep again. That in dreaming the clouds we thought would open and show riches ready to drop upon me. That when I waked, I cried to dream again.
This will prove a brave kingdom to me, or I shall have my music for nothing.
When Prospero is destroyed.
Aye, that shall be by and by. I remember the story.
The music is going away. Let's follow it and after do our work.
Lead, monster, we will follow. I could see this piper. He lays it on.
Wilt come, Stefano?